Welcome to week 3 of ECI 451. I have a couple of housekeeping items to begin with before we talk about this week's postings, readings and postings. First, I still have 5 of you who have not emailed me the technology release form, and you'll notice, I hope you're noticing, that there are technology tools for you to look at the bottom of each week in the Moodle to prepare you, to expose you to all these tools so that you can pick one to design a lesson around to use with later on in the course. And most of these tools require you to set up an account. It's free to educators, but you still have to set up an account, and then once you create an item, an artifact, a project, video, whatever, with the tool, it often is public domain. So I really need those technology release forms emailed to me. And so I'll be bugging 5 of you again this week to send me the form. It's located in the syllabus. So that's that. Let's see, I'm looking at my notes here. The other thing is that I have finished reading and responding to about half of your standards postings, and I will be publicly, I'm responding to all of you individually, but I'll also be publicly randomly responding to 3 or 4 of the postings each week. I know I've already responded to one train of postings, and I've attached a PowerPoint for those who are interested in teacher effectiveness. And I'll put that on the Moodle as well in the front page in case you haven't looked at that email trail of the postings trail. So at any rate, I want to let you know that. And as for the standards postings, I'm happy to say that most of you, if not all of you, are still seeing the value of standards in teaching rather than just reacting to standards negatively, because they have very often been attached to what many perceive as negative, high-stakes testing. So I'm glad to see that a lot of you agree with me that standards have real value. I would hate to have to recreate the wheel every time I was getting ready to teach a new class. It would make my work doubly, triply hard. And I'm saying that as someone who actually started teaching at a time that was standard-less. So that's, yeah, I know that this week, the other piece for this past week was the You as a Reader posting. And there's great variation in the depth, the length and depth of the various posts. I know you had till tonight to respond to 2 of your colleagues on this one, and I'll get to work on those right away. I'll be as equitably, I'll use the rubric to equitably react to those posts. This week, I'm happy to say, we only have 1 original post and to respond to 2 of your colleagues. So this is the first for this. You'll feel like you have a lot less to do. I hope it will be a relief. This is a really important chapter. It's chapter 4. It is comprehending content area text, where you start actually looking at the basics of literacy and how people read, but within the parameters of your content. And I've also linked the RAND report for you to look at, just a certain small piece of it. It's a very large report. I've linked that, and then once you've read chapter 4 and you've looked at the section of the RAND report, your post this week will be to describe specifically 2 incidences in real life where you either saw as a teacher or you experienced as a reader the constructivist interaction between a reader and text. And then the third part, so it's 2 examples, and then the third part is to try to describe connections you see between the snippet of the RAND report and chapter 4 from your text. So that's it for this week. If you please feel free to come visit me at the Friday Institute, and I'm here today. I've added Tuesdays to my schedule. So I'm here Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays between 11 and 3. And you also have my cell phone number and, of course, my email. Have a great week.